This is Quest of Life. We are a not-for-profit offering free online peer support groups, and this is a demonstration of a facilitated group. So keep in mind that your experience might not look and or feel the same as this streaming group. Not every group can be the same, as every facilitator is different, and so are the group dynamics. That said, if you'd like to join a support group, you can join us through questoflife.org. And if you want to support us monetarily so we can run more free groups for more people, please also do that via our website, questoflife.org.
Cool. What up, y'all? What's going on? How are you, Tom?
Better than last week, especially today. Although the week's been chaotic, like, I ended up taking a lot of breaks, like I skipped class Monday, Tuesday, and just like slept for most of the day, and that was helpful. But like all the lectures are recorded, so I can rewatch them. I just haven't done it yet. Yeah. And topic-wise, I don't actually know today. Can we loop back to me for topics at the end?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Anne, would you like to go next?
Okay. I'm still sick, so yeah, I spent the last week sick. Not much happened. Yeah, and my topic is that I'm anxious, which I vaguely remember it being fine, but it's been, so today is week 11, and I noticed that just every week I am anxious in the beginning, or at least almost all of them. And today specifically, I'm not okay with that, and I feel pretty tired and annoyed that this is how I feel for streams. Pam?
Yeah. My feelings are, for me, very floating, unknown. I have a hard time figuring out what I'm feeling because I'm leaning towards apathy or stress, or apathy because of stress. So I find it hard to be more in tune with my feelings as I usually would be. And that makes me feel more held back than usual. It's like a feeling of becoming more withdrawn, I would say. For me, things are I would say chill in a way where I'm like, I feel like I should be doing more than I'm doing. And definitely still, what is it called? Dealing with procrastination. For a topic, I would say I would like to talk about social. I guess I could call it social anxiety. As I am trying to reach out to more people and trying to connect with more. But I find it really hard, and I think it's really scary. So I think I am withdrawing more than I am trying to reach out. So that's really self-defeating. in a sense, and that's something I don't really know how to figure out. Um, I am also interested in hearing about Anne's topic. Yeah, it sounds interesting because I'm not sure if I relate or if I'm just not knowing what I'm feeling. So I am open for that. And yeah, I guess back to Tom.
Yeah. So I was thinking about like what's my topic, and I sort of realized I have a lot of things to talk about in theory. I just really don't feel like talking about a topic, which is then the topic it's in itself. I think because I realized I feel really fed up with always like having to work on stuff. It sort of feels like when are things gonna get easier, and it seems like a never-ending thing of like. Sometimes it feels like, oh, I figured something out. Now it's going to be better, but it never is. It always comes back to like I don't know if it comes back to the same place, but it feels like it's a never-ending thing of like actually everything is just really hard. And so it's like, is the stuff that I'm trying even helping, or am I just putting in a ton of effort for nothing? Or like, yeah. So that's my topic. Jake, do you want to do a check-in?
Chicken. I'm feeling a bit better after everyone talked. Before that, I was feeling some like insecurity around, I guess, my performance, just in general with work stuff or like coaching stuff. And then I was also feeling a like coating of fatigue over my like last month, which has been pretty draining. Yeah, I think I'm interested most in Anne's topic. I'm also interested in. I think all these topics are interesting. I also want to make note of Tom mentioning last week, like wanting to go deeper into topics too. And I also want to make note of Anne being sick, so I'm like unsure how that should be balanced too. So yeah, that's what I got. Any thoughts on my thoughts?
And how do you feel about that?
I don't know how being sick will limit me to non-deep conversations.
Cool. So, in that case, we have topic of anxiety, or like the anxiety before group and topic. We have the like social anxiety stuff with Pam, like slash maybe procrastination and like the apathy stuff. And then third, we have like why am I doing all this with Tom?
I'm cool with Anne's topic.
Yeah, I think my topic is more like Tom's topic, even though it's anxiety, like Pam's. Yeah.
Everyone cool with that? Are we going into it, or?
Okay.
Yeah. So what's going on, Anne?
Well, I haven't really thought about this. I think so. Part of it is like Tom said. I feel like, especially when it comes to my topics, whenever I can figure out a problem that I want to solve, it feels like, with the toolbox I have, I'm supposed to know. and I can usually, like, I know how to fix this. Like, so when I tell you, here's my topic, in my brain, there's already a map or like a couple of maps of how the conversation is going to go so that I will feel better.
What's the thing that you're supposed to know?
How to fix my problem. So then it makes it feel like pointless for bringing it up.
Like, it's not a big enough problem where you'd actually need help.
Big enough problem. Yes.
Can't hear you, Pam.
I was saying, for me, it sounds more like because the path is not clear, something is somehow keeping you from bringing it up, even though you did it despite that. Like, yeah, still sounds hesitant towards it.
Because even in the way I brought up this topic, it's like I mentioned that I can see that I've always been like, this is an ongoing thing where I feel anxious, but it's okay when I accept it. And today, for whatever reason, I don't, and so it is a problem. So even within that, my brain is like, well, that's the solution, is just figure out how to accept this, and then it'll be fine.
When I said
You
that...
said, oh, yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
It was because before you said that it might be closer, like aligned or in line with what Tom were saying in his chicken. If you could describe more about that.
Maybe this is where my sick brain is mushing things together. So my topic was, yeah, like how I'm anxious today and I don't want to accept it. I feel like I need a different solution. I don't want to accept it. That's not the solution I want today. And then Tom shared, and it felt more like, yeah, I guess it's a different thing. It feels related, that, like, why do I have to find a problem that's worth you guys helping figure out? While it seems like what my brain says, you know how to fix this. So maybe it's not a problem. Maybe I can just like go away and fix it myself.
Sounds like there's a part of you that disagrees with that.
Yeah.
What's that one saying?
Yeah. That one is the thing, my brain's general solution to like bad experiences that caused me to have anxiety in the first place. I'm now replacing it, or not replacing it, but I'm building better experiences like this. So I remember that we always have really good conversations. That's really helpful for me. But apparently, it's still not enough for my brain to stop worrying about something.
Yeah, it sounds really hard because the only time you can bring up things are when they're like mostly figured out. It's like you can only bring up a problem if you have the map already.
Okay. I think it's more like for me, when I'm looking for a problem, so you can help me with, my brain at the same time is trying to solve it. And so the map comes kind of at the same time. So yeah, that part is difficult.
How do you feel about the solutions your brain comes up with?
It's a lot of pressure that it's supposed to work. Which it does work. It feels like if I like focus on it and do what I have to do, then it does work. Yeah, it feels like I'm doing something wrong, that it's not working like right away.
I had another question, but it disappeared. Oh, I know. It was, so I'm hearing that the way it kind of works is you start thinking about what are the topics, what are the problems that you can bring up, and then your brain just gives you solutions. So then it's like, well, what's the point of bringing it up because I have a solution? And I'm wondering, like, are solutions the only thing you want, or is there anything else that, like, would be nice?
Yeah, I was thinking of something along that line. Is that I think that's where the problem is my brain keeps generating solutions.
So how would it be to not have like to allow yourself to not have solutions, or to allow yourself that there isn't a solution? Like,
I feel very lost. I don't know what's going on.
how do you think about that? For me, hearing that, it sounds expected to. If you don't have a solution, it would evoke a feeling of uncertainty or feeling lost because there isn't a solution. But I'm also observing, like, you not necessarily being okay with there not being a solution.
Okay, my brain is trying to be very helpful. What solution for this? So yeah, from what you said, I was thinking of that is something that I struggle most with is when people express a problem, my brain's default is solution, and I have to reel it back. And I found another option is to just be to like to empathize and just like, yep, just accept it. But for I think it's harder to do for myself.
So I'm hearing you're able to be more empathetic towards other people when when they are in a situation where there is no clear solution ahead, but it's hard for you to do for yourself.
My brain always has clear solutions, I think is the problem. I have to
So
fight
it's-
against it because I know I've learned that it's not always helpful.
Sounds like a really lonely place to be in.
Yeah. I think it's nice when it's someone else because when I don't solve problems, there's a reciprocating like feeling like they're also not solving it, so we're just both there. But when I'm with myself, every solution makes me feel like now I have to investigate like every map. I have to go and figure out if that will work. Nobody stops me.
Yeah, and it sounds like even with other people, your brain's constantly trying to convince you, like, no, we have a solution, this is fine, you don't need to. Like, it's steering you away from connection.
Yeah. Connection feels fake. I still don't. It feels more like a hit or miss. But I don't know what would make it hit. But I know solution usually would hit.
Interesting. I'll jump and see what you think about it. So, like, you actually coming to people for support is your attempt to connect with them.
Okay.
Do you agree? Disagree? Thoughts?
Some some reason that sounds very strange. And then I think it's because I pre-select like if I actually need help on something, I have to think about who can help to go to that person. So it's connecting with them. So I guess yes for connecting, but it's I've lost the plot. I don't know what's going on.
Do you want me to re-summarize things, or what would you like in this moment?
Yes, for summary.
Cool. Yeah, so we were talking about you having solutions, and well, originally it was about you having anxiety, and then you think about the solution, and the solution was to accept it. And then we were exploring this like solving stuff pattern. And then you mentioned something about like, or Tom mentioned loneliness, and then you mentioned the connection feeling. I don't know if it was like you feel more connected when you were like joint problem solving. And then I mentioned like, yeah, it sounds like you bringing problems to people is actually an attempt to connect.
Okay, I would like a definition on connection because so far I've only learned once. That was when I think it was a week where Pam shared, and then I said that I think this is connected is a feeling I'm feeling, but I don't quite know what it is. So I just know from that scenario, if someone's sharing something and I feel something, then that's connection. but how else could it look like?
Are you looking for us to share like our experiences or something else?
Yeah. Or yeah, your definition.
I haven't thought about a formal definition of that word, so I'll have to think about it. I can't Google because it'll mess up the OBS stuff, but I'll think about it.
I don't know if I know what it is, but I can tell you when I feel like it happens, or like how it feels. Like for example with support, I think it's a combination of when I feel like the other person actually wants to know what something is like for me, and then they're there in a way where I can sort of like just almost like trust them that they're making things safe and okay, so I don't have to worry. And that kind of like letting go of some of the responsibility makes me feel closer to that person. And depending on like to what degree I do that, the more closer or connected I will feel. That's if like I'm the person being supported. Like if I can actually let some of my walls down around another person.
That reminds me of I have that experience too like with you. And then recently I've been making new friends, and that's just very hard to happen. I keep noticing that people don't ask, and I got advice that people are polite. They don't want to like ask, especially if you're new. So you're supposed to just tell.
Yeah, I hate that.
Any more definitions of connection?
So in the support setting, I think for me, there's also a sense of like I feel cared for. And then I have a completely different definition when it's not about support, where it's like just a shared emotional experience with someone. Anyone else?
Yeah, but I saw Pam was unmuted, so I've been waiting to see if Pam had something she want to say.
You can go first.
Okay. As far as like a formal definition, the thing I came up with was a closeness, safety, or like resonance with a person, topic, or like a thing. So like there's like some type of resonance between two parties. I was also thinking of the word like intimate, but not in like a like the typical sense. It just feels like there's like vulnerability, but in like a positive sense. As far as my experience with it, it tends to be evoked with empathy. Like if I'm really empathizing with a person, I feel really connected, and what that feels like is a lot of warmth. It feels like a detached vulnerability. And what else? Yeah, I feel really like quote loving. Like it just feels like things just kind of like exude from me. That's my experience with it.
How is it for you when you're the person who's being supported, not the one, like the other side of it?
So you talking to me or
Yeah,
Anne?
Jake.
And are you talking about support or connection?
Oh, either both. I don't know. So the way you talked about it, it sounded like that's how it could. What connection feels like when you're, for example, coaching someone, or when you're in that kind of like you're empathizing with them, and you're like,
Yeah, it also feels that way when I'm like watching a movie that I'm like
mm-hmm.
I'm really resonating with. Like I just feel warm and I feel like appreciative of this experience.
Yeah. So like you feel loving, you feel caring towards the other person. I wonder if you have like the reverse experience as well when you're like receiving the care.
If I'm receiving care specifically, it's very I get more anxious.
Mm-hmm.
Like the more care I receive, the more anxious I become. If the person's just kind of like chilling, it's much more likely for me to feel like connected with them because I feel a lot more safety.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my experience with it. What do you think about any of that, Anne? Oh, bam, go. Yeah.
For me, I would say it's also like, for me, it's emotional connection with resonance and mixed with a sense of safety. Like, I wouldn't feel connected if I was sharing something vulnerable and I didn't feel safe with the person listening to it. Yeah. I'm imagining, and yeah. So it would be like empathy and resonance in emotions, feeling safe in the space. That's how I would describe it. It's hard for me to describe right now because I don't really know. I haven't thought about it. It's it's an emotion for me, so yeah. It's not something objective, but that's hard to describe.
Describing emotions is very difficult, especially defining them.
So what I get from your answers is that I should tread more carefully when I'm trying to make new friends. In in that I wasn't aware of how much that those experiences affect me. I think I'm noticing now that as I'm trying to make new friends, the connection is not quite there, but I think I assumed that it would be there. So something, and it kind of messes up my reality, like how I think connection is supposed to be. Because I resonate with what you all share. I've had those experiences.
I'm not sure I follow because I heard you said that you should be more
Careful.
yeah careful. So I'm curious where that comes from because I didn't like it. It was not my intention to.
I know everyone looks so concerned.
It makes
But the
sense to me.
context
Oh, sorry.
is, oh, yeah,
I was just gonna say it makes sense
to
to me now that you've explained. Like I was really confused when you first said it, but
I'm confused about something else, but I'll say it sometime.
Okay, I'll answer Pam first. So context is currently kind of throwing myself into new relationships. One is because I know it's just good practice for me, and I like to just figure out like how to be with people, and not just like the people that I already have. Also, there's a sense in me that like I feel like I'm pretty good with dating, and friendship seems similar, but in a way it's not, and that's bothering me.
What's the difference?
Like when I go on these dates, I feel like for dating, I can decide that I don't like this person, or like I don't feel the chemistry or the connection, and we just have one date and that's it. But friendship, it feels like I have to put more effort in over a longer period of time to see where it goes, because people are supposedly at first trying to be polite, and it just takes more for people to warm up to the connection and open up and be vulnerable. And that part really is not working for me. It takes so much out of me that I didn't notice was happening.
It's like with friendships, you have to give people the benefit of the doubt. Like, it's not okay to just want things to feel right from the start.
Yeah.
Does sound like a lot of work. And how does it then go when you do put the work in? Like, does it ever get to a place where, like, it's like, yes, this was worth waiting for?
No. Not historically. Yeah. It feels like, actually, like I've been thinking, maybe I could have, like I had a part in how the date went, the friend date. And maybe if I said something like check in, like, hey, how's this going for you? Is there anything specifically that you're interested in? Because I find us keep talking about stuff very. It feels like we're trying to find what we have in common to then talk more about, but we never get there. Or like some things that I find interesting, they don't seem to be that interested.
Yeah, like you know what connection is. You're like looking for it, but you can't find it. It's just like, oh, we're not connecting over here. Okay, not this area either.
Okay. Okay. Because it feels like it's not okay that I'm too choosy with friends. Like you're okay to be picky with partners because you only get one, but with friends you're supposed to have many at different levels. Closest.
How did you learn that it's not okay to be picky with friends?
May I pause real quick?
Yeah.
So this seems like a different topic. Do you want to stay on the pickiness, or do you want to stay on like the anxiety around like solutions and stuff like that?
I don't know how to pick.
Are either of them like compelling you?
I think I'm more curious about the original topic because I really don't know where that's going. Whereas Tom's question, I know where that's from. But then the conversation would be nicer because I know what to say, and then we would feel things and connect.
Yeah. Interesting. Is your goal to feel connected with this, or is your goal to like fix a problem?
The default is fix the problem.
What do you want?
I don't know.
Okay. How's that feel?
Like, how am I feeling, or how does what feel?
How does it feel to not know?
I think I described this before. Feels like I'm backed into a corner. Because, like, choosing is a solution, effectively, for this. Yeah.
Yeah, I could see this, like, internally really escalating very quickly. Like, you start feeling, like, kind of cornered, and then, like, I imagine things spiral really quickly, and you start feeling really suffocated if you don't, like, take hold of the situation.
I don't quite get what you mean by take hold of the situation.
Stop letting it spiral. So this is like solve the problem, like kind of like what's another example? Like distance yourself from the space of that confusion or like being cornered. Whether it's like fight or like this could be like survival response stuff, so like fight, flight, freeze, fawn, stuff like that. But it could be just like you putting that aside and being like, oh, we need to figure this out.
Yeah. Yeah, feels as survival to me. Yeah, especially when I'm thinking of the opposite option is to just let it be stuck. Maybe like let other people figure it out, and that feels very hard to do.
I'll say this, and then I'll like toss it back to the group. I would be careful with this thing. It just how it feels when I'm empathizing with you. How it feels when you talk about this feels very. It feels like it could lead to like a panic attack if you explore it like quote the wrong way or something. Like if you just kind of like sit in it too long, it could like really overwhelm you. Or yeah, so there's a panic attack potential. There's also like the potential for like a fracturing of yourself. So I would just say like be careful exploring some of this stuff. Like I'd recommend exploring it with like very safe parties if you are going to explore it. Whether it's mental health professional, whether it's I don't know, your partner or like someone you deeply love or something like that.
Like exploring being backed into a corner, having to self
Being in that space and not taking care of yourself. Like kind of relying or like what's that called? Putting some like pressure on the connection you have with the person or people you're relying on. But if it's the wrong person, that also has really bad like that's why it's like very important for you to like if you wanted to work on this, it's important to rely on the right person, people. So those are my thoughts on it. To kind of like try to summarize and go back a couple steps. Yeah, we were talking about Anne not knowing, or what was it? Yeah, there was two paths. It was like how you feel about the anxiety of the group stuff, and then there was the being like picky with friends. And then you didn't know like how you were feeling about the like group stuff, and then I asked like, how does that feel? And it felt like a very like I don't know how to word that. Unclear if it was like dangerous for you to explore it. You were just like, yeah, I feel cornered, and like kind of looking for a solution.
Yeah, it didn't feel dangerous to me.
Cool.
Just a very familiar feeling. Yeah, there's I don't know, it feels very. Is the word calming? Like, it's nice to know that that's where I am, is in the corner. Because, like, usually when I'm there, I don't know that I'm there. That's what makes it feel like something is really wrong. Like something bad is going to happen. But if I recognize that, oh, I'm just having to make a decision, and that's what it feels like, then it's like, oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. The like something bad's gonna happen. That's what I'm talking about. Like be careful of the fracturing. Like all that stuff is about that. The you like, oh, like this is just a problem I have to solve. Like I think that's fine. But yeah, I feel stuff towards that, but I want to like open it up to the group because we've been like going back and forth for like 5-10 minutes.
As far as I'm concerned, keep going, because I'm a little bit lost with all the stuff that you said, Jake. I'll catch up, but, like, I don't know where to go.
Oh, okay. I could like bring it back to the thing I mentioned, or the thing I was like, I'll bring this up eventually. Like I can bring that up too.
I'm curious where Anne would like to take this.
I would like to not make a decision.
Okay, that's fair. That's also okay.
Relatable.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm open to hear what Jake had.
Continuing on this topic or jumping back like 20 minutes?
You're jumping back. You said you had a topic you could. Oh, you had something you would bring up. And then I assume if we're heading in a direction that Anne doesn't like, she will say something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll bring it up and see how it lands. Yeah. Yeah, there was a point where we were sharing, or you started sharing, like, oh, this is why I like really struggle with like connecting with people, and like it. From my understanding, I could be wrong about this, but when you originally brought up the topic of the anxiety, it was about this group.
Me or Anne? Or who? Anne.
Yeah, Anne. Sorry.
Yes. I don't know if it's the group, but I think it's maybe the streaming part of the group.
Okay.
Can you say more?
I only had the other thought is if I were to do this alone, we would be here 10 weeks later. Like maybe 3 weeks and then I'm done. I don't have any other reason to show up for this because of how bad the anxiety is and like consistent. Like I just know that I will feel this way. It's very hard to keep fighting it to show up every week.
And that's tied to like us streaming it.
Yeah.
What is it about streaming that makes it difficult?
Because my brain makes streaming a problem to solve, like a content problem.
Like you want it to be fun to watch.
Yeah, not optimized for fun, but yeah, like not would be a waste of all of our time.
Yeah, so it kind of sounds like it's not really about like what would be most helpful to you as an individual, but like there's a lot of like you're concerned about other people.
It kind of is, as in, well, I guess personally for me, if it's helpful for me, then it would be good content. But what if, like, I'm thinking actually of a very specific situation where there's, like, I imagine I could be that client who brings up something, but I don't actually want to solve it. So then I just like say things and then you follow me around. And then towards the end, there's nothing there. And it does feel like, from my experience trying to help this person, it felt to me like, well, we wasted time for what? Like, what were we having this conversation for?
I'm hearing a lot of pressure to like move forward, make progress, find something useful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds exhausting.
Today I went to get coffee with someone and it was raining really hard outside. And I was thinking about why I like whenever it rains and I'm inside. And I think it was because for some reason, whenever it rains or snows outside, it feels like time stops. Like I'm not expected to do anything because everybody is also stuck in traffic and they can't do anything. So it feels like I can take a moment and just like enjoy the rain. But when it's like sunny, I'm supposed to do something. I can't enjoy the sun.
It's like you have to keep up with the pace of the world, and if it's raining, the world stops, so you get to stop.
Yeah. Don't know why that feels related to the making friend thing. Making friends. Like I'm always supposed to be making more friends. Like if everything else is good, find something to do, make more friends, make more money, do more, help more people.
So it sounds to me like an outside pressure to live up to expectations around yourself. But it also looks like you're not sure where where is the goalpost, and it keeps moving. And it makes me question, or makes a question pop into my mind that is, can you choose to say I am satisfied with what I have and I don't have to, at the moment, find more friends if I don't want to, or I don't have to make money if I'm comfortable with what I have?
I think I don't like. I can't accept that idea that I'm just okay with what I have and I don't need more. That feels dangerous. Um, in like the perspective of being old, like you're not learning new things, you're not keeping up with the world. You become disconnected with other people just because you don't know, or you're not working on something, you don't have shared interest, you wouldn't have people around. I think my brain associate, like, if I want connection, I have to be doing more. Just anything. If I'm fixing my own problems, I can find other people who are also fixing their problems, and we can connect that way. This should be doing something.
I would say I resonate a lot with it. And at the same time, it makes me... I don't know how to describe it because it makes me acutely aware that in my mind, I would be looking for friends that I can just enjoy spending time with. Like, I don't have to have something we need to grow together towards. It's just like it sounds really weird, but the perfect relationship would be able to just go down to the beach, sit and just stare at the ocean. Like being able to just sit in each other's company and enjoy that. So there's no pressure of having to do stuff.
I'm curious about that because that is the kind of friendships that I learned that I'm supposed to find, but those are the dates that I feel the lack of connection, and it really bothers me.
So
Like, I know we're like enjoying something together and there's no pressure, but then the pressure comes from me because then my brain is like, well, I could be doing something. I could be connecting with someone with this time. Why am I here?
So, like, you connect with people more through doing something together than being together.
Yeah, but then, see, now I have to always be doing something, and sometimes it's exhausting. I just can't be happy either way.
hearing that for me does sound very exhausting, and it gives me a feeling of kind of hopelessness because of how it's described as stuck. But at the same time, I am compelled to ask you if you'd like to sit with it.
I think I'm trying to sit with it, but my brain is trying to distract me.
Does anything come up for you when you try to sit with it?
I feel watched for some reason.
I don't know how that makes sense, but for some reason I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know how, but
I mean,
I
we're
think it
streaming.
makes
We are
sense.
being watched.
I mean that's valid. I'll give you that one.
But for me, it also makes sense on an emotional level. Like, yeah, it would be like sharing, and maybe not like. I don't know how to describe it. I can only describe how I would be in that situation if you are open to hear that, or if you want to share yourself.
I think the emotional part is like, okay, so when I feel hopeless, it is a problem, usually. It triggers people wanting to help me feel better. And if nobody is helping me, they're just there watching, which is, I think, what I need, but that's what I'm not comfortable with.
Can you describe it more?
It's a opposite of solving a problem. Is being watched. Nobody's solving any problems. Things are.
And what's it like to be watched and for no one to be solving any problems?
My brain is screaming. Do something. Go somewhere. Somebody say something. Stop nodding.
It sounds
And
almost
then it
like a
goes
kind of...
inwards.
Sorry.
Oh, and it goes inwards to like find solutions. Because if nobody's doing it, I'll do it.
It sounds almost like a kind of panic, like you're just desperate for something you could latch onto and like, okay, now we have a direction.
Yeah.
You're aware of what to like. How it's hard to ask because it's like in that situation. Are you aware of what to look towards or what you would like to happen, or is it like a broad term? It's like just anything in general. It's like.
Are you asking what the
Yeah,
solution
it's a question. Yeah. Yeah.
I think right now it's going towards like, where did this come from? Because it's not anything in the moment I can find. I just have a belief generally that people don't have time for me. So we're just sitting here. I'm actively wasting your time.
What happens when you waste... Oh, sorry, Jake, do you want to...
No, go for it. It's cool.
What happens when you waste people's time?
Oh, yes, people get angry. Yeah, when I was little. Okay. Now I also expect people to be angry, especially if I call in like a government office trying to ask a question. I always optimize for how do I keep this call as short as possible. Because I don't want them to get mad and not help me. Maybe in school it was, well, because there are like other kids as well. Teachers can't just give me one-on-one time for long. There's always like a hurry up or like shut up. There's no office hours after. Always felt like if I need something, I gotta make it quick and painless.
It sounds like a lot of people treated you like you're kind of just a burden, and you're just bothering them and they just want to get rid of you as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I think that's really sad.
My brain is like interrogating me. So does that mean that now when people make time for me because I'm uncomfortable with it, I'm trying to go somewhere? Like make the most of the time that I'm not recognizing that there's a connection.
Do you have a gut feeling about that question?
No.
I guess. It's okay if not.
Yeah, no gut. Just logic is it would be a 50-50.
No gut, just logic.
Yeah. I'm a gutless woman.
But I do feel really sad hearing this because it's like just being there for someone, especially a child, for a few minutes. That's not a lot to ask.
Do you relate to being a burden as a child? I ask because I think I noticed that it's hard for me to sit with it, and when we were talking about something else, a little adjacent, I was able to feel it a bit more. So if you share, could help.
Yeah, I relate to it.
May I say something real quick? I will be right back. I need to pay the lawn guy.
Okay.
Okay.
I relate to it in terms of emotions. So for me, that sense of like, it's not okay to feel something, or people are bored, or not bored as much as like uncomfortable with my feelings. So when I was a kid, if I would like cry about something, it just felt like people want me to stop as quickly as possible. And like, yeah, just my experience really bothers them, and they don't want to see it. And that felt like I'm not supposed to have, like, it's not okay to take up space. Does that resonate at all with what it feels like for you?
Yeah, that reminds me of like my mom trying to distract me with ice cream. So it feels like that with the it is a time pressure. Like while I'm holding my ice cream, now my brain has to catch up with like, okay, it's over. Feel better now, like just quickly. There's no time for me to be sad anymore. I got ice cream already.
Yeah, and it's your job to fix it yourself internally, like, by the time you're done eating the ice cream. Because she's not there to help.
Okay. That resonates a lot. I'm thinking of when I like process something and I cry and like my partner's there. I have that clock that's like I can't take too long because like he needs to be somewhere else, do something else. That's not true, but that's my internal thing. Or maybe this happens with new connections. When we touch on something that I feel I could use some time, it usually gets brushed off. So there's a okay, like I just shared something. I have some feelings, but now we're on to a different topic, so I gotta catch up emotionally.
It also reminds me of how you shared a few weeks back that, like, you didn't want to be the sad friend, or, like, that doesn't feel safe.
Yeah.
Because there's, like, limited space that people will give you.
That's why I said to tread making friends carefully. Yeah.
The worst part about it is I think like in a lot of ways like it's not like it's kind of true. Like in a lot of relationships people don't want to give that space.
Okay.
Like it makes sense to me that with new people in friendships it is risky to basically just demand it and see what happens.
Okay. I'm thinking it's a risk that is. It's not. It doesn't feel like a risk to me.
Okay.
Like losing the friend. Yeah.
Interesting. So what makes
I
it
think I feel pretty.
Sorry.
Oh, you. I think it's the same question.
Okay. What makes it feel like you have to tread carefully with friends then? Or like you have to give them more leeway than if you're on a date?
I think just in terms of my expectation. If I know, like going into this, these things will happen. Like that. Yes, it'll go quite surface level. We're gonna speed run through stuff. There's no time. So if I feel something, it's that. It's not because something is wrong. With me, it's just that it's the dynamic that I signed up for, and I have a say in like, hey, I want to do this differently, and then see how they respond. Yeah.
And what kind of dynamic would you want in new friendships?
I think what I really, really, really want is to not have to wait for people to warm up to me. And if they need that time, then I think it's just not a good fit. Because I don't get that time. Yeah.
And what would happen if you didn't wait?
I think criticism. This is why I'm not. I feel confident that that's what I want, but everyone else says, don't do that.
So like people judge what friendship means to you.
Yeah. Yeah, like I'm hearing, like don't write off people so fast. Gotta be patient, gotta just meet up, spend more time together. I think what's missing is those things are very taxing on me to do. It's doable, but if I have to because whenever I meet someone new, there's a plan, a map in my head of like how much I want to meet up again, follow up, check in on them, show that I care, ask certain questions so I can get to know them. So there's like a whole to-do list, and if I have to do that for a lot of people, that gets overwhelming.
It sounds kind of confusing too, because I'm kind of hearing that actually you have a pathway that works. Like, you have a lot of clarity on what you want and you know how to actually get it. But then everyone keeps telling you that, like, that's not the way to do it. You have to be patient, you have to give people more time, you have to wait for them, and just, like, take tiny steps. So it's like everyone kind of fighting you.
Yeah.
On what friendships should be.
Yeah. And it makes sense That's why I don't know what to do.
It makes sense.
Hmm.
How come?
Makes sense that people need to warm up to you. To your strangers. It's risky for people to just be vulnerable right off the bat. And like something similar to what Pam said about a lot of people want friends just to like enjoy life together, like do something, no pressure, no projects.
And are those the people you want to connect with and be friends with?
No. I feel guilty saying no.
It's okay.
What makes you
What
feel...
about it makes you? Yeah,
go for it.
it.
Something says like who are you to write people off? Because that's the verbiage that I've been told. That I did something horrendous for writing off people.
Yeah, it's like, who are you to not like spaghetti? What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
How dare you? Like, it's like you're not allowed to have a preference. It just, yeah, get away. Just like, let Anne have opinions. It's like, yeah, some people just aren't other people's cup of tea. I mean, it isn't that big of a deal.
I relate to this a lot. It's the like, for me it's, oh, I'm not supposed to judge people, and if I write someone off.
May I be a counter to these voices?
I'm okay with that. Anne?
Yeah.
Okay. It's okay for you to judge people. Like, that's fair. Don't violate people based on your judgments, but you're allowed to judge people. Like, I judge people a lot if they use ketchup. I have a lot of judgment towards that.
Oh
And
no.
that's alright. Yeah, it looks like we can't be friends. Like, yeah, it's okay to, like, be judgmental. I think it gets really hurtful if it's like, how dare you? Like, if I'm like, what's wrong with you? Why did you put ketchup on that? Like, without like the joking lens. Yeah, like it's okay to have judgments. Like, you're allowed to think things are good or bad.
This is relating to the part where I was thinking about how if I'm not learning something, doing something, then okay, you know what I'm talking about? Like the image of an old judgy person who the young people don't like because they're judgy because it's outdated or whatever.
Is it a kind of like that they might think that you think you're better than everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's like deeper stuff here around being misunderstood and labeled and kind of getting like exiled due to that. Like, I think those themes would probably be where some of the roots are, maybe. But yeah.
So that's my next topic is how do I be judgy and not become a judgy old person that people don't like.
Sure. If that's what you want to talk to me. We do got like 5 minutes left, though.
I have a thought,
Yeah.
opinion. It's not very coachy. Are you interested,
Yeah.
Anne? Okay. I was just thinking, like, I think a lot of the time people settle a lot in relationships and friendships and just like wait or compromise because it's scary to either because it's hard to know what exactly they actually want, and it's also scary to look for it because that involves a lot of rejection. Like, in some ways I think waiting is the easier path than just like taking the risks and being bold in it and just going for the thing that you actually want. And then like it ends up in a decent place, or at least that's been my experience. Like, I can have okay relationships with people where it doesn't quite fit, it's not quite right, but like it's fine. And taking that risk to actually like look for exactly what I want from day one is terrifying, because like, what if that person doesn't exist? What if my standards are too high? What if I hurt people when I reject them based on something that doesn't feel valid, when it's just like, this isn't good enough for me?
Okay.
Yeah, those are the thoughts.
That gives me more like understanding of why people fight me on this. Because like you said, if they're more comfortable with like having settled friends relationships, then that makes sense that it's yeah, but for me that scenario feels very overwhelming. I can't even be in that position.
It also feels similar to me when like, if you dream big and you tell people about like what you're trying to do, a lot of people in my experience try to tear you down, and they'll just tell you like why it's not going to work. And I think part of that is also that like it's kind of like, it's scary to do that, and so like they talk to you in the way they probably talk to themselves. I don't know if this is true. I'm kind of just speculating, but yeah.
I guess we'll pause here. Unless you want to respond.
No, we can check out.
Cool. Yeah, how's everybody feeling?
I feel excited. I don't know what I'm excited about. But
Sure.
I had a good time.
I feel like I want to spend more time with people, not having to do something. But that's very scary, so I don't know how I'll do it.
I need to practice the same thing, so if you want to try, I'm down.
Okay.
I am feeling that I held myself back more than I wished to. Yeah, and I am still, I guess, also feeling curious because I think the topic is relatable and really interesting just in general. And then I'm really curious because I assume or imagine that it is like a path or like a topic where I think that Anne and I might be polar opposites.
I would like to hear what's your experience like? That's the opposite.
One I noticed was that I'm hearing you want to train and not do things, but I'm also hearing you're not feeling comfortable with it. And for me, it's like I'm seeking that because I know how it feels to be able to just not feel any pressure within a relationship, to just be able to feel safe, not having to do any certain specific thing, just knowing that enjoying company is more than enough. Um, and for me, having to do things with people and feeling that I always have to experience something or do something towards something, that stresses me a little bit. And it's not that I do not enjoy it, like I can shift between it so I can see both sides. Because sometimes I want to go out and have fun and try new things out and explore with people. And other times I would like to just be inside, not do anything. So it depends on energy or where I'm at. Um, and I might be misunderstanding, but for me it sounds like for you, um, you enjoy working towards something with other people, and there's nothing wrong in that. It's just not necessarily the same I see in friendships.
I don't quite see that as very like opposite in that I don't know if I actually enjoy doing things with people. It's just what I'm most comfortable with because that's what my brain is built from my past experiences. Is that's where I feel safe and I know what's going on. I feel in control.
So it's a balance between what feels safe and what would you like to try and do.
Yeah.
And the confusion around that, or the confusion around it, surrounding it.
Is that a question?
Yeah, it was. It did not sound. I guess it sounds more like a statement, but yeah, it was a question about um me observing that it sounds like it's confusing, and then it wanted to make it to a question that do you feel confused in that realm of the balance between what's
Yeah.
safe and what's yeah.
Jake, did you wanna check out?
Um, I don't have much to say. I think it was a good session. The only thing I had written that I didn't say is, um, uh, how do I word it? I think you're very fast, Anne. Like with there was a point where I think Tom said something, and then you made like five connections all at once and like coalesced them really quickly. And I'm like, that's really fast. You have a lot of speed. Like your speed at like connecting relevant information feels like very high. Yeah. Overall, I think the session was good.
I feel about that. Well, right now I feel like that's the part of the problem is because of how fast my brain goes. It feels like yeah, see, you can if you do it, you can just solve your problems.
Sure. Uh Cool. On that note, I'll just leave that hanging. Rad. So that's it. Any chats to respond to, perhaps?
Chat. Have there been any circumstances that come to your mind where connection was necessary? Oh, like absolutely needed to Anne, but anyone can answer. The word connection confused me for a bit because we were talking about how my brain connects things. But no, it's like emotional connection. I don't quite get the question. Does anyone want to answer?
I was about to say the same. I'm not sure I understand the question.
I think it's like, was there ever a time in your life where you actually really needed someone? Like, yeah.
Yeah, when I was a baby.
That sounds like you got
Yes,
really
yeah.
good at not needing people.
Yeah, I was thinking about that when we were talking about how, like you said, it's risky to try that with new people, and I said it's not risky to me because I'm okay with the option. If I'm alone, I'm so fine with it. So I'd rather.
What now? Is that it?
Yep, that's it.
I'm thinking about the question.
Yeah, I was waiting for other people to respond because I
Oh.
tend to respond first. So I'm like, no one else has relationship with needing connection with people.
My experience is the more I need it, the less likely I am to actually get it.
I resonate with that. I'm trying to come up with their like a particular situation. Like I would say, yes, there have been circumstances, but I don't think, like I think for me it's I am confused or pondering about the where connection was necessary, cause I think connection in general like is naturally human experience. Like it's not that it happens all the time, but I think connection in general for a human is necessary. I'm not sure, like
I agree that it's necessary, but it's not always there when it's really needed.
yeah, and I think that's where
Yeah.
I'm confused because I agree with what you said.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why it's heartbreaking, especially like when kids really need it and don't get it. Because it is such a fundamental human need.
Hmm.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of examples I can think of. Like, I'm sure there have been times where you like really wanted to be someone's friend. There's times where you really wanted to date someone. There's like the obvious parent one. There's like maybe wanting to be connected with a bigger sibling, but them not like kind of like dismissing you because you're too young and like I think there's a lot of examples of like feeling a desperate energy towards like wanting to connect and it not panning out, which usually results in some type of maladaptive thing. Like you learn something like, oh, I shouldn't bother people as much. or like, oh, me, who I actually am, people don't like. Like, you learn something to try to like ease that pain because it's really hurtful when you need something and you don't get it.
The person in chat who asked the question is saying that they disagree that it's fundamentally needed, so the question came from that position.
Yeah, I actually agree with that. I don't think it's needed because when I think of needs, it's like water, air, food, or water, air. Yeah, those are three different things. Like, those are needs. I think there's like needs, and then there's like things that are like really important. They aren't necessary. Like having a house is like really important. It isn't necessary though. And then there's like just like more casual stuff like desires. I put connection in like that middle one. Like, it's really important, but I don't think it's necessary for a human survival.
So it's not needed in the sense that when you don't have it, you will definitely die as a consequence.
Depends.
Yeah, that's subjective. Then in like
Yeah.
what people need. Yeah.
Because like as a kid, it's definitely needed. Like, it is absolutely fundamental that a child needs something or they will just die. Like,
But I don't think people function for very long in isolation. Like, even after a few months, things go downhill very, very quickly. If you're, like, completely cut off.
yeah, I don't know. I haven't thought about it too much. I don't think about needs versus wants a
Mhm.
lot. So yeah, I'd say it actually would be necessary because like a lot of the reasons you're able to function is based on previous humans and you like utilizing the acclamation of their knowledge. So like if you just like were like placed on an island, you would probably die pretty soon because like you don't know how to start a fire, which other humans have taught you, and you would need connection to like have that knowledge. Like, yeah, I don't know. This is a
I
whole
think it's
topic.
hard because I think it's like really extracted to a point where it's like black and white, and I don't think it's like that. Because yeah, you will not survive on an island, depending on your age and what you learned before that.
Yeah,
I mean, I can relate to that side of the argument as well. That, like, yeah, it's not like a full-on need because I feel very strongly, or like I feel like I can't afford to have to rely on other people. Like, it's nice if they're there, but I can't let myself need them. Especially, like, specific people.
I have a fun question for everyone. If you were to be, well, if this is quick. Okay, it's gonna be vague. If you're on, yeah, stranded on an island, how long do you think you'll stay alive?
Is there access to drinking water? I think that makes a big difference.
Yeah, but you have to walk like a lot. Like you have to work for it. It's not readily there.
my first question is like, is there trash on the island? Like, is there like a like plastic bottles or like stuff
Yeah.
that can be okay? I know some tech with plastic bottles and getting drinking water, so I don't know. Maybe. Well, I mean, humans could survive maybe like. So if I have the water taken care of, the food would be the only problem. I don't know. Maybe like 2 weeks, because that's about how long it takes before. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe 2 weeks. Depends. If there's like an abundance of fruit, then that's a different thing.
interesting details. Because in my mind, even if they're like food, but I have to like work for it. I have to like climb and hike and stuff. I wouldn't last very. I would just lay there until I slowly disappear.
I fight. I will
Mm.
claw.
Mm.
The food is vital. I will not lay there.
I think like once I got over the initial fear and all of that, I would be quite excited to start exploring, and then I'd realize how hard it actually is to survive, and then it would just be like, oh.
How about you, Pam?
I'm not sure. I would do what I could, but yeah, it really. I guess for me, it depends on the environment. Like my first thought was a week because there's no water, but if we assume there is, then 3 to 4 months, based on the knowledge that you can't survive without water for a week, but you can with water, and you can survive not eating for about a month. And I would assume that there were something to eat.
If you could
Yeah.
bring 5 things with you, what would you pick?
Oh, that'll be
Food? No.
I was thinking I'd bring people with me. People who ideally would like me not to die. So they'd help shove food into me and stuff.
Some type of big book on survival. That would be one of them. Yeah, I'd have some type of. You can't charge the phone.
Solar?
Solar power.
True. Solar panels is a good idea. So, like solar panels plus battery, you can start generating electricity. In survival games, this is like one of the fundamental blocks. You need the electricity to start going.
I guess maybe then there's a second question of is the goal escape or survival? Because they're quite different. Like, are you trying to contact the rest of humanity or find a way to survive solo?
I was thinking, isn't there like a button that would call help for help? I would bring the button.
Yeah, there's like satellite phones too and stuff like that.
Someone's saying
Wait.
charge the phone with a lemon.
There's no
Anyway.
lemons. There's a coconut.
That's an engineer or something.
Isn't there the like Elon Musk Wi-Fi satellite thing? Like,
Yeah.
can't you? Yeah, so like internet would be solved.
I guess that solves the whole problem.
Yeah, I mean, this is easy.
Amazon,
I can
drone
take care of
deliveries.
It's just drone.
So just a charged phone, yes.
fully charged phone. Yeah, some type of like solar panels, battery, the internet thing, a desktop computer, or like a laptop or something. And then one more thing.
You're just gonna build a resort over there, and then people will come themselves. Yeah.
Like I'd be able to contact people. The only thing left would be like food and water. I don't know. Like if it's a single item, that's different. But I would say like an abundance of watermelon. That would be my last item.
Normus is going for potato batteries.
Oh, that is a thing. Yeah, you need heat and stuff. I mean, my PC generates quite a bit of heat. I don't know about that one.
Who needs fire when you have a PC?
There's a reason my air conditioner's on right now. Cool.
I'd
Any
want
other
spearfishing gear because then food's sorted.
spear fishing gear?
But I don't know if that counts
Wouldn't you
as
have
one
to
or
spearfish?
yeah. And well,
You
it's
know
an
how to
island.
Okay.
I don't know how
Okay.
to fillet a fish numbers, but I think I could figure it out if I really needed to.
I mean, you could just like cook the fish and then like pick it.
I think you still have to like clean it before you cook it, but I'm sure I could figure
I
it
know
out.
nothing. I am not a fish boy.
I'm like, why spirit when you could like have a net or a fishing rod?
Yeah, this is a lot simpler. Specifically, a spear. I need to spear the.
Oh no, like a spear gun. It's like not like an actual spear, but like it's if you're free diving and fishing at the same time.
Just get a gun.
I don't know if guns work or like shoot a fish with a normal gun underwater.
It's just like how your
Truth,
father's
it
like,
depends on the
let's-
bullet.
Yeah.
I think it's like the
Like, I was
underwater equivalent of like a bow and arrow, basically.
Cool. I'm gonna Google that, but
Plus, you get to pick like
Yeah.
exactly what kind of fish you want to catch.
true. More control over the fish.
Hmm.
New hobby unlocked.
When you were talking about how to cook the fish, fillet the fish, I was like, oh, you can make fish sauce with like seawater and put it in a jar. Let
Perfect.
it marinate.
Cool.
Cool. Any other? That is that your transitional word, Tom? As mine.
I think so, yeah. Or at least I've run out of things to say.
Yeah, that's my transitional word when I run groups usually. When they're like talking about things, I'm just like, cool.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, any other stuff? Any other chats?
I think
Or
everyone's
opinions
left
about
now.
the session? What the hell?
They don't like
That's not
fish.
Oh, I come for the mental health. There's more to life than mental health, chat. Cool.
Oh, Normer says the
Anything
stream
else?
has turned itself off. I don't know if that's a literal thing or... Oh, okay, not actually.
Oh.
The hell?
Maybe this is what we can start this one with a little bit when I like put a clip at the start of the YouTube video. There's more to life than mental health.
Yeah. There's spearfishing. Cool. So that it in the stream or
Mhm.
radical? All right, fellas and fillettes, fillets. I'll see you next time. Later.
Thank you for watching. Again, if you'd like to join a support group similar to this, you can join us through our website, questoflife.org. And if you'd like to support us with our mission, please consider donating and or volunteering. You can also do that via our website so that we can run more free groups for more people. Thanks.